Hi, everybody. It's Diane Evans with StampinWithDiane.com. I'm an independent Canadian Stampin' Up! Demonstrator here in the interior of British Columbia on the western coast of Canada. So if this is one of your first times joining me on YouTube, make sure that you do subscribe. There is also a bell down below that you'll get notified immediately as soon as I do go live. So today what I want to do is I want to show you a swap card that I actually made just at the end of last month that celebrated the J to D mini catalog. It uses the Storybook Gnomes. Now, these are absolutely adorable. I've been making quite a few cards with these. The designer series paper itself can lend to just making cards. Plus, also, like this comes with a stamp set and the dies that come with it. And you know what? I haven't even started by stamping the gnomes. Like some of these gnomes are just so adorable, and to color them. But what I decided to do was I was going to actually do a cutout gnome just for this particular card. And then I'm also going to use some of the designer series paper just to do some accents with it. So, you know what? Let's just get started on it. So like I say, we are going to use the Kindest Gnomes the stamp set and the dies, but some of the other things that I'm going to be using in this particular card are the stylish shapes. These dies are amazing. They're stitched and squares, circles, and banners. You can't go wrong with that. Plus also I am using the brick and mortar 3D embossing folder. And this one just happened by accident, and it was the Hive 3D embossing folder. So I'll show you how that came about as well. And then, of course, we'll put some embellishments on there as well. All right. Let me just straighten this up. Oh, my goodness. Okay, so the colors that go tremendously with this is a Poppy Parade. So I have my Poppy Parade. I've cut it at 4 1/4. I've cut it at 4 1/4 by 11, and I've scored it at 5 1/2. And I'm just noticing that this isn't scored very well here. So let me just bring in my score. And I'm just going to measure that up at 5 1/2. Ooh, I didn't do that very well at all. So let me just go and score that, and we'll be okay with it. There we go. Then I'm just going to fold it into the mountain, and we'll bring in our bone folder and get a really good crease along there. Now, because I've kind of got it a little bit off there, I'm going to see if this is best. Yes, it'll be good. Now, I took a piece that was 4 inches by 5 1/4, and I ran it through with that brick and mortar embossing folder. I really like how this kind of just, there's some really nice embossing folders that are new, but this one kind of just goes, it just suits me with the gnomes. All right, so I'm just going to come in with my glue. You know, you can use any choice for your adhesive, whatever you like. But when I use a 3D embossing folder, I prefer to use the glue because it does get into the little crevices and everything. Let me just go, and I just want to straighten that up. There we go. I'll just put this like that. And with the glue, I've got a bit of wiggle room. So that works. Now, the designer series paper that I decided to use for these cute toadstools. So I have my piece of Pool Party, and it happens to be, oh my goodness, why didn't I have this measured? It is 2 1/4 by 5 1/4. And then this piece is 2 inches by 5 inch. And I'm just going to layer that onto there. Check out the other side of this. Is that not pretty? Oh my goodness. So just go ahead and put that onto there. Pretty simple card, but some of the elements, I just wanted to show you how easy it is to put the gnomes together. So this is going to actually just go right onto the card, right about there. So again, we're just going to go ahead and glue that. There we go. And then what I have, and I'll show you the card. This is the card that we're making. So I've gone ahead and I've cut these out. So this is the second largest of the stylish shape dies. And so I'm going to go on and I want to put that on with dimensionals. I think that we can start popping this card up. So and come in with our take your pick tool and let's just take those things off the ends. Put that there. Now, what I did was I went and I took my gnome dies. And where are there they are again. So I went and I cut out this part here. This would be the hat. I cut out the beard, the feet, and there's also a nose. So you'll see all those parts in here. So now this is where I used the hive thing. Now, actually, what had happened with this was I had had a bunch of these already cut out. And I thought to myself, oh, you know what? I could just use that. So there's two ways that you could do this. You could put your little tiny nose over top of the hat like that. And I think that's what I'm going to do with this one. But on here, on where the on the beard part, you can see where it's kind of embossed a little bit there. So I'm going to just go ahead and put the hat on there. And I like the fact that it has a tiny bit of texture to the hat. Like I say, so easy how this comes together. And I didn't pop any of these elements up. I thought that with the different layers, I thought it was enough for them to go. There we go. And then I cut the little trousers out of, and I did this out of, this is Poppy Parade. So I did this out of the Brights Designer Series paper. And I thought that was kind of fun to do like some flowers on the pants. I could also do the stripes on there, but I decided the flowers would be kind of cool to do on there. Now that's a lot of glue. So now what I have are these, and we're going to see how well I can stamp these, is I have the Well Wishes from the stamp set. And we're just going to stamp that in Poppy Parade. Oh, we were going to stamp that in Poppy Parade. I don't know where my, oh, there's my Poppy Parade. One of those colors you use an awful lot this year. And I'm going to try to get this right. I'm going to come in with my, I'm going to bring in my silicone mat. Whoops. And the reason I'm coming in with my silicone mat is, for one, I've got it as a background here so I can kind of see where to stamp this. I'm hoping I've got it in the middle. Not great. I have another one that's done a little bit better. Let's try it again. I think I have to just bring it down a bit. Now it's down too far. We'll try this one here. This one's going to be good. Yeah, we'll work with this one. And then I have a piece of, see, I'm trying to think which ones I'd like. Okay, this one will work. So I have a piece of Poppy Parade. This is just a 1/2 inch strip. When I trim off my inside piece of my cardstock, I keep them in the long strips. And then I can use them for future for different sentiments and that sort of stuff. So let's go ahead and put that onto there. It's just going to go on there like that. And we're going to come in with our little tiny trimmer. Trim this one off. going to get in the way. I can see that right now. There we go. And now this almost looks like it has too much glue on it. So what you could do is you could take one of your strips and just take some of that glue off. And then I'm just going to actually cut that into my wastebasket. And then I won't have glue and stuff all over the place. All right, so this is going to go on here, but let's go ahead and put this rest of this gnome together. Isn't that cute with those flowered pants? All right, so we're going to use some dimensionals as well. Now, we're not going to do dimensionals on everything. I'm going to put dimensionals here and here because I want it to be up there. So I'll come in with my little ones. Dimensional right there. And one right there. And then we're just going to glue the rest of it. But these dimensionals is going to bring this part up so that it's level with that part. There we go. So just off to the side. And then what I'm going to do with the best wishes is I'm going to put two little dimensionals over on that side there. So pretty simple card. So just like that. And that should have glue on it. Like that. And now I have the little red rhinestones. These have been in the catalog forever and ever. They kind of get missed. So if you're ever looking for red dimensionals, you can always color them, but it's so nice just to have, and you get lots of them. So put one about there. And you know what? Because they are small, I think I'll put a couple more on here. There we go. There's our card. Now we can finish off the inside of the card. I have a piece of basic white. Now I don't know exactly what I wanted to do in there. I know I have lots of different things from the cutouts. So I could actually go in and let's go pick a, see if I've got a blue one that I could use. A blue guy with red. Or I could put a toadstool in there too. Toadstool is a little too big, I think, to go in there. Yeah, a little too big. But, let's see. Here, this guy would be cute. Oh, this guy will be cute too. So and I just went ahead and I used my die cuts and cut all those out. And then now, like I say, I've got a bunch of them that I can put on the inside. I can do a bunch of other ones on the outside. Make lots of little cards with these. There, just like that. And we'll just put that on the inside as well. So pretty quick, fast video showing how to do, to make up a gnome itself. This piece here is cut at 3 3/4 by 5. I like that. I like the border on the inside of the card bigger than what the, than a normal border there. So like I say, we went and we just used the gnome dies and the gnome stamp set. We used our stylus shapes and of course our brick and mortar and Hive designers, Hive 3D embossing folders. So I hope you enjoyed that. I hope that it's something that's inspired you to make a card. You can change up your DSP anyway. You can change up the embossing folder, change up the colors. It's just lots of fun to be able to piece this gnome together. So have a great day. Don't forget, if you like my video, give me the thumbs up. If you do live in Canada, I'd love to be your demonstrator. I do have a very generous reward program. Here's my host code for my host code. But if you have any questions, so please do reach out, and we will talk to you all soon. Bye for now.